what's going on, everyone? Gerardo here, MilitarySideHustle.com. I'm here with my buddy Deshay from Chicago, Illinois, and today we're going to be talking about real estate and in real estate investing and different opportunity. So he's interested in doing some flips, acquiring some cash for flips. We're going to be talking about some different assignment contracts and what you can do. So just this is just to serve you guys with some information in the real world, real application, what people are doing in 2017. And so we're going to interview Deshay, and we're going to ask him about his journey and see where he's at and what resistance, what struggles he's going through, what the biggest problems are, and what solutions we can identify to help him get through that. So welcome, Deshay.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Right on. So let us know what your goals are as far as flipping. You're obviously in the real estate, wanting to get your feet wet in the real estate industry with flips. How's that going for you? What got you? What was the most? What was your reason why? What led you to that industry?
So the reason I chose real estate is the easiest way to become a millionaire nowadays, and is manageable in my spare time after doing my military duties.
Okay, cool. What do you think the hardest part about getting a real estate flip under your belt is? As someone from your background, and if you could elaborate a little bit so the people that are watching can understand where what experience you have, what kind of growth it took you to get where you are today, to be able to say, hey, you know what, I can do this now.
So the hardest part is actually branding yourself. So coming from my background, I'm come from the south side of Chicago. It's a little rough. So when people see me or the way I speak or talk, they don't want to do business with me. So branding is the best way to break down some of those barriers. So by branding, what I mean is having a legit website or legit marketing scheme or legit content to actually put out to your audience that you're targeting.
Okay. Yeah, totally agree. So today, based on what he just said, we're gonna go over a quick overview. You mentioned earlier today, we had an earlier conversation today, and you mentioned that you got off a coaching call, and the real estate coaches that you spoke to or that are assigned to you had mentioned doing mailers, bandit signs, and other forms of marketing. And could you tell us how that kind of went? And after that, we'll talk about how internet marketing can actually help, if not be the only solution he needs. But if you could touch on that, what did they guide you?
My coaches told me that it would be a great way to start to get leads by establishing a direct mail campaign, bandit signs, or just posting my information on pizza boxes or whatever.
Okay. So if you guys don't have any form of marketing background, everything's all about numbers. So the more you can market toward an audience that resonates best with the message that you're trying to pitch will determine your success rate. So obviously with direct marketing and bandit signs and things like that, it's very hard to track where those leads are getting generated from without any data to follow up or follow through. If someone calls you on the phone because they saw a bandit sign, 9 times out of 10, it's very difficult for you to say, hey, how did you hear about me? They can just say, people are so busy with schedule, they'll easily say, oh, I just saw a number, or my friend sent me this number and I called you. And it's very hard to track that data if you don't have analytics to go by. So right now we're going to go to the whiteboard, and I'm going to show you just a quick overview, a macro bird's eye view on how internet marketing can serve not only real estate, but really any market, any niche, any product, service that you're interested in, whether you want to sell iPhone cases to clothing, electronics, or flipping real estate. So if we turn here, the first thing you're going to need, like Deshay mentioned, is a website, right? A website is where your visitors are going to land. Maybe you'll have some content here, some text, right? And then maybe you'll have a video that'll play, and then you'll have a button, right? Which is also a call to action, right? This gives your visitor something to do when they land on your page. Before they get to your website, you need to create some type of ad. This is a digital ad, so this would supplement or replace you running like a bandit sign or a billboard, right? Driving on a freeway. Every time you see a freeway sign or an ad while you're driving your car, on the internet, we call that an impression. So this is an impression. Every time you're scrolling through your news feed and you see an ad, and whether you click on the ad or not, it's being impressed upon you. So it's up to you to click that. When you click that, because it's digital, we can track the data, right? And we can figure out things like if they're male, if they're men or women, ages, right? We can find out demographic, graphic, PHIC. There it is, right? So demographic and things like that, right? So your ad has there's elements there's multiple elements to have a successful ad, right? You also have there's also successful elements for a successful website. We'll talk about these in a little bit, but once you create an ad and you target that ad for your target audience that you're trying to acquire, then you can find out what relevant data you can keep investing your money in. So if I compare this to mailers, and I'm just running mailers every single week, every single month, and I'm pumping, $1,000 in it, and my return rate is only 1%, it's very difficult for me to determine whether or not I should continue to get, $700 of that 1,000 and reinvest it to men in zip codes of XYZ in this city or this state. So there's clearly a big advantage with internet marketing because of the relevant data that you can review and adjust to optimize and scale your business. So this is just a quick overview. This is something that we do, and if there's something that you guys have going on, we're open to helping you look it over. We'll do open consultations. All you have to do is just put it on schedule, and we'll reach out. So step one is step one for sequence purposes is an ad. When they click on their ad, they'll go to your website. When they get to your website, they'll consume some type of data. So in Deshay's example, he is flipping real estate. So he most likely, his target audience is most likely someone who can't afford a mortgage, right? So we're talking about assignments right now?
Yes. So
okay. Or someone who wants to liquidate?
So signing contracts or just finding someone that's a motivated seller. So
okay. Motivated seller. So motivated sellers could be what?
Motivated sellers can be people going through a divorce, okay. People that just want to get rid of real estate from a death.
Okay.
Could be all sorts of things like, or just someone that's just tired of a rental property. They tired of renting the property out and just want to sell the property now.
Okay, so we got divorce, death, rental. How about loss of job?
Loss of jobs.
Right. Let's say, so death in the family, a rental, loss of job. These are all motivated sellers?
Yes.
Okay. So now we have an idea who his target audience is. We know what interests, what's really making his audience tick. So now, as a marketer, right, whether you're doing this on mailers and things like that, I'm just trying to depict the clear advantage of marketing over the internet versus marketing with mailers physically. And the biggest advantage, the biggest clear advantage is obviously data. And data is what you need in order to be a successful marketer. So in this example, if I'm going to target or run a campaign for Deshay to acquire some leads for motivated sellers for real estate, then I'm going to target people who are going for a divorce. I'm going to target people who have just recently found a death or had a death in the family and because of that death or divorce, they can no longer maybe afford the mortgage payment because at one point we had two incomes, and now because of the separation or the death or that life-changing event, we're only we can only afford X amount of dollars a month. Therefore, I got to liquidate. So all of these attributes are great things to notate when we're building out our ads so that we can target the right people. So back to the sequence. After they click on this ad, they land on our website, and when they land on our website, you need to collect information as a marketer. So sending out mailers, sending out bandit signs, or putting your name on a billboard without a phone number is clearly doing yourself a disservice, right? Would you agree?
Not necessarily a disservice. It's just a lot harder, like he said, to track it, to actually know where your deals are coming from.
Right.
So with the data, that will expedite more deals. So
Okay, but if I put my pitch for these people, for motivated sellers, without a name or a phone number,
that's not going to work.
That's not going to do you any good,
No,
right?
it's not going to do you any
Okay,
good.
so that brings us to the next part of the sequence, which is when they click on the ad, they get to your website, and when they get to your website, they will do something, which is, for example, a call to action. When they click this button, they should fill out a form, and that form should be name, email, right, and phone, right, and maybe you can have an additional text box to give you some details about their mortgage. Maybe they can say just got divorced, right, blah blah blah, and then you got a 30-year fix, right, mortgage, or I got a 5/1 option arm, interest rate, interest only, right, and it's about to expire. I don't have the credit to be able to refinance my property anymore, and I need to get out of it. I'm done with it, right? It's just too much stress. I don't want to deal with it. So this is your kind of overview, big picture overview. As I said, there's a successful elements that need to be applied in order for you to have a successful outcome when you're marketing all of this stuff. And it needs to flow properly. If you knew how to do this, is this something that you think would be beneficial for your business?
Yes, this would be of great benefit.
Okay. And this is, would you say this is one of the reasons why we're having this meeting right now?
This is exactly why we have this meeting right now.
So, right now, I think that's all we have. Is there anything else we need to cover in terms of what we can benefit the viewers of this video?
That was it. Basically, you hit everything. So you got the target audience. You have the information that they leave for us. Right. That's about it. We actually have our ad in our website.
Right. And so when doing all this, there's obviously a skill set. So this is not something that they teach in any formal education. You're not going to get this at your local junior college or a 4-year Ivy League university. So there's clearly a skill set that needs to be applied here, along with based on the journey or the objective, whether it's real estate, electronics, iPhone cases, shoes, clothing, right? All of those have different objectives. If you want to drive traffic, if you want to build awareness, if you want to brand, there's different modes of objectives. And so based on the objective or the goal that you're trying to achieve, right, is going to change some things in the workflow of how this plays out. So maybe if your goal is not real estate and it's something else, we can change the ad. Instead of the ad going to your website and filling out a form, we can just have an ad go straight to an offer, right? If you're running affiliate ads and for maybe Uber, you're increasing traffic for Uber drivers in your local area, you can definitely run traffic and create an ad campaign and build out an ad that runs your unique affiliate ID to an offer, and then you can track all that data because that's all electronic marketing. So so that's that. We'll touch base on that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below and send us a message, and we'll tackle them. And if you want to partner, if there's something else that you want to you feel like you think that we can do better, we're open to constructive criticism as well as opportunity. So with this, I think we nailed it on the head enough times. There's more elements to this, by the way. So we just wanted to record this quick video because we felt it was not only Deshay going through an opportunity uphill battle, but there's many of you guys out there all around the world that are service members that play in the field of real estate. So the next thing we want to talk about is funding.
Funding. I mean, this is another thing I mentioned before, that is, this legitimizes your business.
Okay.
So this
Oh, right. Yep.
this by legitimizing your business, you can get more funding, you can get more loans.
Right.
So this opens up doors to a lot of other things.
Okay. Yeah, totally. So in terms of real estate funding, I don't want to specifically talk about real estate, getting a real estate capital for flips or assignments or real estate transactions, but I want to talk more in the terms of LLC or corporation credit. So corp credit versus Social Security credit.
Yes.
Have you had any experience with that at all?
Yes. So like you mentioned, it is a big difference in using your personal Social Security number to get a loan compared to using your business EIN number to receive a loan.
Right. And so for those of you guys that don't know what we're talking about, that's okay. We're just going to talk about it right now, and we'll shoot another video. We'll come out with another video with some success criteria that goes along with having healthy personal credit, and how that can be an adverse effect if you use personal credit for business purposes or business transactions, such as flipping real estate. And one of those biggest things is with a Social Security number, right? It's unique to you. It's unique to him. He has one, I have one, you have one. But the reality is that you're only going to get approved and capped based off of how much you make as a person. So you're a W-2 wage earner. Maybe you're a 1099, right? But still, even then, when you compare that to an entity, an EIN, there's no cap for income opportunity. So when there's no cap for income opportunity, and you can make certain moves and pull different playing cards in strategy, in terms of strategy, then you can increase the likelihood of getting more money for transactions like real estate, transactions for business, and things like that. So one of the things is obviously having a corporation or an LLC. Have you just recently opened up your own LLC?
Yes, I recently opened a DLB Enterprises LLC. This is what I'm going to be doing business under, and going after those loans.
Okay, cool. And then when you opened up your your LLC, that you clearly had an EIN that generated and
Yes.
from the state.
Yes.
Right.
So the EIN number is generated from the state, and you receive that within well 2 to 3 weeks after you apply for it.
Okay. Yep. And so for those of you guys that are watching that don't know what an EIN number, it's just an entity identification number. That is the equivalent of our social security numbers. So social EIN. There's a way where you can, even if you have bad credit, no credit, or you have bankruptcies, you have late payments, you have Chapter 9s, Chapter 7s, Chapter 13s, whatever the case is, you have to realize that we live in a credit-driven society where if you don't have the credit to provide on paper, if you don't have that 700 plus FICO score, that mid FICO score that can give you what you want and need in life, whether it be a car, a house, get your American, to achieve the American dream, then you're kind of dead in the water. So the loophole to all that is you can create business credit. You can create business credit whether you have despite the fact that you have bad personal credit. And then the date that you establish your LLC, I just want to let the viewers know the date that he establishes his LLC, or the date that you guys decide to do that, is also the equivalent of the date of birth that you would put on an application for a personal loan application. Right. So social security number, date of birth, corporation is EIN, and date of like a generated application and recognized by the state, city, and so forth. So there are some shelf corporations out there where you can actually buy existing corporations that have history as an existing corporation, and you can use that as traction to get ahead. Whereas in comparison to starting fresh.
Right.
However, there are ups and downs. We won't cover that here, but we just wanted to touch a little bit on that. So, anything else you'd like to add in terms of corporation credit?
No, that's it. And
funding?
it's just this is like the first step. So the first step to actually generating your first transaction is actually getting yourself out there and letting everyone know that you're legit.
Right. And so, I've been in business for over a decade, and I can tell you that what Deshae just said is very accurate. And I'll agree but disagree with him on this. This is not just the first step, and because there's so many moving parts and there's so many variables in business that you need to know what's on the table. So this is not just the only single first step. There's multiple first steps in all avenues of your business that you need to work. So if you're in business right now, we invite you to reach out to us. Send us an email, send us a message us, share the video with people that you think that could see value here, and we would love to just connect with you and talk more about what you guys have going on. And if this resonated with you, we hope that you can connect with us, and we're looking for more people to partner with and grow with. So with that, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I just want to thank you for having me on this video.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything that you're doing for me.
For sure. All right. Well, for now, we'll see you guys later, and stay tuned because we'll be coming out with more content that will be connected with other elements for marketing and business credit. See you guys soon.